Hello. Lisa and I were talking this morning and realizing that not everybody's responding the same to the situation. Some don't seem to be greatly affected. Others are really ready to talk about it. Nothing like this has ever happened before. Some are even having kind of an inner post-traumatic stress disorder type reaction, since their current situation is almost a trigger to maybe something in their past or a time in the past when we didn't have control, kind of thing. Whatever degree or reaction. And in our social distance and geographical apartness, we are sharing the experience that James speaks about in James chapter 4, 13 and 14. Back in the first century, James wrote, "Now listen, you who say today or tomorrow, we will go to this or that city, spend a year there, carry on business and make money. Why, you do not even know what will happen tomorrow. What is your life? You are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes." I know that lots of us, especially those of us who have been through or are in recovery, talk about the illusion of control, but it's another thing to experience it on the level that we are all across the country and beyond. I think, though, that it's actually a positive step. Even if our reactions are very strong, it doesn't mean we're going crazy or something's wrong with us. It doesn't mean it's the end days. We are in the last days, as I clarified before. But it may mean we're really getting in touch with reality, with exactly what the Bible has always said about our life being, compared to God, a mist. And the solution isn't denial at all. The next verses there in James 4, verses 15 and 16 say, instead of, saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, instead you ought to say, if it is the Lord's will, we will live and do this or that. As it is, you boast and brag. All such boasting is evil. So on a mass scale, we and all the people around us are being reminded that only one holds, knows, and determines the future. And it's not us, and it's not our government officials. May God bless and guide them right now for their efforts and in their efforts. But it's not them. It's not us. It's the one and only holy God that we often make plans with, without considering and without consulting. Haven't we seen in our lives the wonderful things that can happen when we do the opposite? When we consider him before we speak, when we consider him when we make our plans, even for the day, how much more for the future? What can happen when we turn from our arrogance, even in household conversations, and just realize his presence, realize his lordship, and realize the stability that is ours when we deep inside want his will, even though we're kind of afraid and are going to need to cling to him in it. That's all I wanted to share, except just a little P.S. Would you especially pray for Pastor Jonathan? He's working so hard to make these times possible, and all these other communication efforts that are technological in nature. It's really a lot of work, and I'm just very grateful, and I hope you'll really express that and be in prayer for him too.